In this lab exercise, we're going to be taking a look at creating an Azure AI agent service, and we're going to be doing this in the Azure AI Foundry portal. Our agent is going to be able to assist employees with expense claims. Now, before we actually go into the lab, let's take a look at the AI agent and let's break it down simply. What is an AI agent? An AI agent is like a smart helper that can observe, can think, and can act to get things done. Here's the idea in everyday terms. The AI agent is able to observe. What do we mean by observe? It takes in information like reading text, listening to voice, or looking at data. It also thinks. And what do we mean when we say it thinks? We mean that it uses rules or learning to figure out what that information means and decide what to do. Act. What do we mean when we say that this AI agent can act? We mean that it carries out tasks like answering a question, recommending a product, or even controlling a robot. You know, you can imagine it like a digital assistant that doesn't just follow instructions blindly. It can also make decisions based on goals. And I will give you two examples. A shopping AI agent, which will compare prices and suggest the best deal. Another example, a customer service AI agent that might answer questions and solve problems automatically. In short, an AI agent is a computer program that behaves like a helper with a bit of common sense. It actually looks at what's happening, figures out what makes sense, and does something useful. On the screen, we have an example of an AI agent interface on a website. And we have the AI agent here on the left saying, "Hi there, I'm here to help. What can I do for you?" And you're given three choices that you can click on, or you can type your message in the message box, click send, and the AI agent will respond to you based on the information it has. On the right hand side, you have another example of an AI agent interface. This one is built to help employees with their expense claims. So the AI assistant says, "Hi there, how can I assist you with your expense claim?" And then you put your message in, submit it. The AI replies to you, telling you to fill out the information on the right hand side of that AI agent interface, upload your receipt, and the AI agent will return the necessary claims based on the information. Now, like I said, in this lab, we're going to be actually creating the AI agent using Azure AI Foundry. So those people in class who are actually doing the lab, you can follow on by simply clicking on the buttons, and here we click on next to continue, And we are at the screen where we need to create the agent. Now, to arrive at this screen or to access this screen, you can go into your Azure portal and you can search for Microsoft Foundry, or you can type ai.azure.com. But one of the first things that you're going to need to do when you're creating the agent is to create a project. So we're going to go right ahead and click on Create an Agent. In creating the agent, you have to give the project name. But we're going to click in the project box. You can either type the name of the project, or you could come to the bottom right and you can click on Next, which will actually bring in the name of the project for you much faster. And here you have to fill out some information, and as you can see, there's a red asterisk by each piece of information there. So you must have your subscription, you must have a resource group, the Azure AI Foundry resource, and all of this is going to be filled in for you, and your region. We're going to change this region from East US to West US. So just follow the red arrow so you would have an idea where you need to click on the live lab. So I'm going to click on West US and then click on Create. Once you have done that, once you have done the project, you're going to need now to select a model. There are many different types of models. What is a model, you ask yourself? Well, the model is a computer program that learns. Instead of being told exactly what to do, an AI model studies lots of data, like pictures, text, or numbers, and figures out the rules itself. In simple terms, an AI model is like a digital brain that learns from examples, so it can recognize patterns, make predictions, or generate new things without needing step-by-step instructions from a human. Within Azure Foundry, we have different predefined models. And the predefined model is simply an AI model that's already built and trained for you, ready to use without needing to design or train it from scratch. It means it's pre-built. It has a pre-built brain. Instead of starting with a blank slate, you get a model that already knows how to do a specific task. Now, there are lots of different types of models. You have text models, which are predefined models that can translate language, summarize documents, or answer questions. You have vision models, which are predefined models that can detect objects in images, recognize faces, or classify medical scans. You have speech models, which are predefined models that can convert speech to text or understand spoken commands. And all of these models are very useful in creating your agent. Number one, it saves time because there's no need for you to collect massive databases or train your own model. They're reliable, meaning that they have been tested and optimized by experts such as Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, and you can make changes. They're customizable. Many of the predefined models can be fine-tuned with your own data. As you will see here, we're using the company's data to make the model more specific to your needs. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to choose the model that we want. I'm going to click here on search to actually search for the model that I want. And when I click in the text box, and I can either type the model name or I can come down and click on next to bring the model name in. And the model I'm choosing is GPT-4. Let's click on GPT-4. And what you get is a description of GPT-4. Make sure to read the description through and confirm that you have selected that model. So I'm going to click here on confirm. Once you've done that, you can customize. So we're going to click on customize here and see what we need to change. So we're going to leave the model version as it is. There's the model version upgrade policy, connected AI resources. We're going to leave that. I think what you might need to look at would be the tokens per minute rate limit. And for this project that we're doing, we're going to leave it at 50K. But what is a token rate per minute rate limit? That is the speed limit on how many tokens you can send to or receive from the AI in 1 minute. If the limit is 60,000 tokens per minute, that means you can process up to 60,000 tokens, and that's combined input and output in a single minute. If you go over, the system will pause or reject extra requests until the next minute starts. So we're going to leave that 50K as it is. Let me scroll down a bit more. And then we're going to click on deploy. When we click on deploy, over on the right hand side, on the setup, we need to give the agent a name. So you click in the name box on the agent name, and we're going to click the next button to bring in the name of that agent. We're going to call the agent expenses. You can see on that it records that we're using GPT-4. Next thing you need to do is to give your agent a clear direction on what to do and how to do it. Include specific details. So we're going to click in the instruction box, and I would have already put my instructions in the document, so I can just go to the document and copy and paste. So I'm going to click here, and these red arrows, for those of you who are doing the lab live, will just show you the general direction of where you need to click. Make sure that you can see the finger there. When you see the finger, then you can click. You can see me highlighting the area that I want to paste for the instructions. And I'm going to click on copy and paste. And you can see the instructions are there in the instruction box. In the setup screen, we're going to scroll down a bit more to see what next we need to do. Scroll down, and we need to add to the rate of knowledge. You want to click on add, and you're going to be adding the data that you have for your company, and this is going to be the expenses policy for your company. And that document has already been downloaded. I already have that document on my local machine. So I'm going to go to Files, Vector Store. I'm going to create a new vector store where I'm going to store the information and have to give that a name. So I can either type the name, or I can click on next to bring that name in. And on the add files, where it says upload local, I click the down arrow and click on upload local. select local files, click on that, and the files are in my download folder. So I'm going to click on download and expenses policy. That is the file. Click on open, upload and save. So I've uploaded that document that was on my local computer so that it is now in Azure. We're still on the setup window. You can see the vector store there, and it says one file, so you know that we have successfully uploaded that file. We're going to scroll down a bit more. Keep scrolling. And the next thing that we want to do here to the right of action is to add an action. So we're going to click on add, and here on the add action it says give your agent the ability to perform tasks by giving it access to these actions. And the action we want here is code interpreter. Read and interpret information from data set. So we're going to click on code interpreter. And now all that we need to do is to test. We're going to test the agent by putting in some queries. So I'm going to click in the query box, and I already have my query stored in a document to copy and paste. So I need to open that and highlight the query that I want. This was the maximum I can claim for meals. I'm going to copy that and put it in the query window, paste, and my answer comes back. The maximum you can claim for meals according to expense policy is $50 per day. This should cover breakfast, lunch, and dinner while choosing reasonably priced establishments. Alcoholic beverages and excessive or lavish meals are not reimbursable. Okay, so I'm about to ask another question. So I'm going to click here in the query box, go to my document, click on it, and just highlight what I want to ask. I'd like to submit a claim for a meal, and I need to copy that one and paste it in the box. Paste, and I'm going to just submit it, clicking on submit, and the answer I get back is to submit a meal expense claim, I'll need the following details from you, and it lists details that you see there, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to just try to type in my email address. So click on inside the query box, and to do the email address I can click in the box again, type the email address, or I just click next to bring in that email address. Once the email address is in, I can click on the submit button, and it tells me, okay, great, please provide a brief description of the claim, and it gives an example of what it needs. So I'm going to go into the query box and click in the box and click next to bring in the description that I need. So I'm telling them that the breakfast cost me $20, and I'm going to submit that and see what they say. Right, so the AI tells me your meal expense claim has been saved. You can download it using the link below. So let's click on download, and I can see the download here at the top of the screen, and I can click on that, and it actually downloads the claim for me. The claim, you can see the address here. It gives the description and the amount to be claimed, and this is just a simple example of an expense claim. I am going to close it because we want to look now at how we're going to incorporate this AI agent into a web application or web page. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Azure AI Foundry gives you predefined deployment setups so that you can drop your agent into a web page easily and securely. So first of all, you deploy your agent, which we did. Now, when you do that, when you deploy the agent, you're going to have an endpoint URL and you're going to have a key. What you need to do is to embed these two things in your web page, and then add a simple user interface like a text box and a button plus an output area. Be careful when you are embedding the key. You don't want the key to be in the front end of your web page. You don't want it to be in your code, so you need to have secure precautions when you are adding that key. And you see I might have said that in the code. Click on the next screen to see the code. So here you have a simple code. You have an HTML document and you have CSS code, you have the text box and the output area, and you have the script. And specifically here it says the place where you have to put your key, replace with secure handling. So you just don't type the key into the script, but you must have some secure handling for that key. And this code here, it's actually going to give you the output. And this is just a simple example. Click next. And here you can see the interface, a very simple interface. Ask my AI agent. You have the text box where you ask a question, you have the send button, and then you have the response area. So that code, a very simple example, just showing you what you can do, how you can incorporate your AI agent into your web page or application. Thank you for listening.